All right. Ooh, we put lighting. Hello. All right, hold on. Let's do this. Let me see what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so good evening. I was gonna say good morning. I'm so confused, you guys. Hi from Vegas. Hello, hello. I decided that I am going to go and just start doing YouTube lives. I think I am. I'm actually. This is a conversation. Hola desde Puerto Rico, Maryland. I grew up in Maryland. I was on earlier when you said nobody was there. Oh, hello. It showed me that 0 people were on. But I was telling my skincare team that I'm curious what you guys say in the comments. But are we bored of social? Like, are we bored of Instagram? Are we bored of curated content? And I'm just curious to know like where you guys are at, when, you know, you guys are scrolling on social media. And I'm very, very, very curious to see like where your brains are at, or if I am like kind of in a little bit of a funk because obviously the world is going to shit. So I want to break from scrolling. I'm curious. So Layali Mata, like what is it that we're sick of? Are we sick of everything looking perfect, people constantly trying to sell? What are we sick of? And I need help to try to understand what is it that like is kind of getting to me, and I don't know if it's just me. I like long form content better. I do like sit down. What do you mean by sit down talks on YouTube? I'm sick of the fake crap. I am too. Well, thanks, Jace Charles. Your skin line changed my life. And Clara, this is why I keep doing what I do, is because I get messages like that and it just absolutely like hits me. I'm sick of selling. I am too. I've been here first on YouTube, so more I'm into your personal journey than product recommendations. Zita, I appreciate that, but I feel like I want people to be able to learn constantly, and I don't just want to be talking about myself. The world is very much going to shit. Oh, yes. Feels artificial with the curated content. I'm sick of the sale. I know. Please save this live. What happens when I save a live on YouTube? I don't know. The constant negative news. I agree. I totally agree. It is constantly negative. What is this? Information overload. I want to break. Same. But like when you say you want to break, like, and it's information overload, how do I come in and make your guys' life easier? You know, I'm waiting for the rest of your products to be able to be shipped to Germany. Okay, let's hold a little bit. Sorry, Mr. Shea gets to share it the most. I want to know why products work. Hi, Annie. Happy almost 24th birthday. Fertility treatments, perimenopause. Look healthy. I want real content. I agree. Can I tell you guys? We can do more tutorials. We can talk about the products, but I'm not here to sell. I'm not here to push my brand. I'm not here to talk about any of that. But like when I think about why I started on social and how I started on social, it was purely to help you guys help yourselves. And it started exactly like this on this live, where I would go on Instagram stories and just boom, 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 share whatever came to mind or whatever question came in, and helped you guys on the spot. Then I would hang up, close it, and not look at my Instagram, or look at just the DMs so I can help answer questions. I feel like with this whole blow up of social media, everything is so fucking pre-thought out and curated, excuse my English, that it gets like I'm not a curated human. I am not a pre-thought out human. Like what you see is what you get. Some people love me, some people hate me, but you're always going to get an honest answer, at least from my perspective. And I feel like it's just gotten to become so robotic on so many different levels that I find myself being bored because I have to record videos that go on the grid if you're going to keep in the algorithm so people who follow you can maybe see you. Then I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to do this. I just want to go on stories. I just want to go on a live. But then the return, quote unquote, on investment is low because what's the reach? 200 people are maybe seeing this. So how am I helping more people? I might not be. And this is where I get into this funk in my head. And I just want to be social on social media, if that makes sense. Like, and I want to be able to talk to people who are actually watching and really have direct feedback and conversations without having to give a shit about how you're perceived or how that's going to have any sort of stupid implication or not. Does that make sense? Like, am I talking out of my ass? And it's hard, I agree. It's hard to know who to trust these days. And then even myself, like, listen, I know who I am. I know how honest I am with everything that I can share with you guys. But I can also see it from the outside perspective of someone who's scrolling and sees my face. They're probably gonna be like, oh, that's the derm who's trying to sell skincare. And I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do. And so I feel like I don't want to post a video. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not the derm who's just trying to sell you skincare. And it's really upsetting because I'm like, wait, where is the place of social media on this? And is it just me going and checking in on you guys' lives without being pre-planned? And that's the other thing. I don't want to pre-plan my lives. I want to just show up when I show up, which is I'll show up every day, but I don't want to say every day at 9 a.m. And so that's the other thing. And so I just want to like figure this out. And if you guys, I wish you guys could physically be on here like little talking heads. I'm reading all of your comments. But I wish we could figure out a way where we can always just like almost trick this stupid algorithm so that we can at least show up on each other's feeds. And I don't want to have to be, you know, pre-thought out or like, okay, at 9 a.m. I'm going to go do a live on YouTube. I don't want to think about what time I'm doing a live on YouTube. I just want to like show up and just directly talk with all of you. You should have flexibility when you want to post. I agree. But it's like the stupid algorithms fight you and punish you for trying to be spontaneous. And you have to constantly show up. And it's not, the world is not about a constant show up. Like anybody you know in real life who's always like, hi, yeah, everything is great. You're like, this person's full of shit, right? And you don't want to hang out with that person because they're not real. So imagine every day you have to show up and act a certain, like, you know what I mean? To give the content that you think people want to see of you. It's not real. And my whole goal with everything I do is being very honest about what I think works from my experience, from my patient's experience, from my point of view, but also how can I try to help you to make sure that you guys can best help yourselves. I'm thinking about, I spoke to a literary agent yesterday. But I want to make sure that I give it the time. And there's only so much time during the day. Like I just left work at 6:45. I need to see my kids. And I saw like 28 patients today. So I need to make sure that I'm not taking on too much and I'm really just like pacing myself. How long have I been a derm? I mean, guys, I finished med school. I was supposed to graduate med school in 2008. Okay, you do the math. I took 1 year to do research, so I got my diploma in 2009. And it's been a while. It's been like 17 years I've been an MD. So yeah, you can all feel the realness in your content. Well, I appreciate that, Layla, because sometimes I feel like, I don't know. And there are so many fucking talking heads, and they're all pointing, and they're all rating the same products, and they're all doing the same shit. Do you know what I mean? I know I never try to push my products. It's never what I'm trying to do. But I just feel like from the outside perspective, I could see how somebody's scrolling into like the skincare like echo chamber. It's like derm after derm pushing product, that if they even see my face, like they're not going to think that, oh, she's different. Like it's just a whole, you know? So I'm Mr. M. Why did I become a derm? I became a derm because there's several reasons. The biggest overarching reason why I went into dermatology is I hate convincing people they have a problem. I hate it. You tell, like, I don't want to fucking convince you that you have diabetes. or blood pressure issues, or that you have to go, like, like, I don't know, go on a low fat diet, whatever it is, because gonna have die of a heart attack. I do not want to convince you that you have an issue. So that is why I went into derm. You see what you have, the patient is motivated to fix it, you help them fix it, you move on. But then, very honestly, I grew up, and it's funny, like, one person almost tried to shame me, and she's a big person on social, within the science community. But I grew up with insecurities, and I'm not saying this to search for compliments, but I'm Arab and I'm white as fuck. And you try being Arab and being this white, and people telling you, go get some color. And my sisters are beautiful. And I grew up feeling like I wasn't pretty enough, or I wasn't this enough. And so, first, I wanted to go into plastic surgery. And I really love working with my hands. I love creating. And then I realized I don't want to change who people are. Like, I don't want to change who I am, but I want to help myself gain confidence, and I want to help people feel more confident in their skin, quite literally. And so that's how I ended up getting into the world of cosmetics within dermatology. And so that is why I do what I do. How did I end up on YouTube? I ended up first on Instagram, and I was just doing Instagram stories, hardly posting on the grid. I never even knew what an algorithm meant. I didn't even know what the grid meant. And I was just really depressed. And I thought, if I could help people feel better about themselves, I'll feel better about myself, because I won't be depressed, because I got fired when I was pregnant. And that's how I started on social. That is how I started on Instagram. And people were asking me for longer formats. And because I was doing Instagram stories, which was like, each story at the time was like 15 seconds, and I was trying to answer like 10 questions a night or whatever it was, I started doing more deeper dives on YouTube. And when I learned that you have to show up every week on YouTube for the long content, because it's a promise. It's like a TV show in a sense, right? I was like, okay, this is a promise I'm making. I'm going to show up every single week. And I'm really proud to say, like, I started December 2020, I really started taking YouTube seriously. And I have been doing this now for almost 5 years. I probably missed, I can count on two hands how many Saturdays, you know? And so for me, that was really important, that I show up to really give the time, the energy, the focus on the longer format content, because people want to know more. Yes, I live in New York. We are currently, I'll show, I don't know how do I flip the camera. I'm in traffic. Here's New York City. New York City. Maybe the Uber driver doesn't want to be on camera, so we're not going to do that. But I am in New York. So yeah. So I wanted to log on, and I figured, this is how I'm going to retake control over social. I just want to show up. Maybe I'll do like a walk home video, like when I don't know. I don't want to hold myself to anything that I have to show up to at a certain time. And then maybe what I'll do is like little surprise giveaways. The only problem with YouTube is there's no way that you guys can message me. And then how do I message you? So like, let's say I save this live and I say, one lucky winner who comments on this live is going to win tomorrow, I'm making it up, a lip-based. How do I reach out to the person who won? Do you guys know? Like, again, it's this shit I really don't know. I'm not trying to act like cute or anything. I really don't know. I'm not even so okay. You're so cute. The negative comments don't even get to me. I really do not care about the negative comments. But how do we? I'll tell you why I took a year of research in a second. But are people going to want to comment their email publicly? Probably not. Probably not. You maybe create a Google form under the live. How would that work? I could put a link under the live with a Google form. You can make a video about, have them email. Have them email. That's interesting. Like, I see. Have them email. Google form is the best. And in the Google form, I think the Google form probably makes more sense. The Google form, you guys give me your emails in the Google form. Is that how that works? Um, I could update the community post every day to say who the winner is, but I like the idea of the Google form because you don't know if someone's going to check back the next day. Okay, I like this idea. And I could link the Google form on the bottom of the live. Like it's an actual link that you can click. So if every day, let's say I post a live, it could be like a 2-minute live, it could be a 2-hour live, who the hell knows, depending on my mood and how talkative I am. I could just put the link to that Google form that gets updated every day. Okay, I like this. I don't know how to do I'm gonna have Tiffany help me figure out how to do that Google form, but I'm gonna text her now. And I like this idea. I want this to be a social, fun place. I'm sick of how curated social has become. I'm sick of getting targeted ads. I am sick of people trying to sell me a fucking supplement and a half. I am sick of people telling me I'm doing everything wrong. I am sick of 1 minute seeing somebody selling a skincare brand, the next minute seeing somebody dying on the street. I really just want to be social where we can get together, learn, have fun. There's none of this negativity where people are trying to one up one another. And it's just a place where we can come together every day and know that we can have some fun. I could shoot the shit about my day because you guys, I literally see 28, mostly women, a day, right? When I'm in my practice now, which is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I sometimes see patients still on Monday. Wednesdays are mostly for the skincare brand. Do you know how many stories I hear every day from like super motivating, inspirational, aspirational stories to like, holy fuck, this is a red flag we need to look out for, people. This cannot happen to us. And like I learn so much from patients every day. And I just want to like share. Like I want to share. Like I go home and I talk to my kids. My daughter's only 8. Sometimes she looks at me like I'm crazy. But I tell her like, I don't care if one day, hopefully, who knows, you marry a bajillionaire. You never quit your day job. Even if you are working, jingle jungle lee, 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me how to speak. I'm tired of being pigeonholed. If I use bad words, I use bad words. You've never met my father, okay? You've never met my dad. But I grew up cussing, okay? It's just the way I am. Whether we like it or not, I've censored myself on the long format YouTubes. But don't make me censor myself on a fucking live. And if you don't like it, get out. Get out. Get the fuck off the live. And I say that with love. I'm not saying that meanly. It's not like I'm telling somebody, you fucker. I'm not insulting someone. It's just the way I speak. This is really how I am. And I've obviously censored myself when I do reels because it has a larger reach and I don't need to be like talking like this. And I don't need my mom to get upset. But my mom doesn't know YouTube Live. She doesn't understand YouTube Live. But honestly, just cussing is like a form of love in a way. It's like, I don't care. I'm not trying to perfect how I appear. I'm really not trying to perfect how I appear. So if you do not like it, I'm so sorry. You can leave. But I'm not going to censor myself on these little lives that I do. Okay? So, jingle jungly, if you're offended, I apologize. You can leave. All right. That being said, where were we? Oh, I was telling my daughter, hopefully one day she marries a bajillionaire. Who knows? But she's never allowed to quit her day job. Do you understand? I mean, even my daughter, she'll hear me say bad words and she'll tell me, Mommy, stop saying bad words. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And I hope you never follow how I speak. It's freezing in New York. But yeah, never quit your day job. Ever. Ever, ever. I don't care how rich you are, married or dating or into. The number of people I see who feel like they have lost themselves throughout the process of life because they've sacrificed their own hopes and dreams, thinking when they were younger that they wanted the life of X, Y, or Z, only 15 to 20 years later to regret having given up on their own hopes or dreams is astonishing. And that is why I also say, for example, never say never. When you're 20, don't put that fear in your brain like, I'll never get a facelift. Why are you projecting your own judgment of others onto yourself where you do not know yet when you are 60 how you're going to feel about yourself in your face? That is one very superficial example. But I've seen women who come in at 60 who've never done anything, for example, who feel like crap about themselves, but they're projecting their judgment now that they've held on to for so long onto other people, onto themselves for wanting to help themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like saying, I'm never gonna dye my hair. But then once your hair turns gray and you start feeling like it's affecting how you look and how you feel about yourself, you're now holding on to that judgment that you've held, that you have to live up to that standard at your own cost. So the same goes for, oh, at 20, I'm making this up, right? I want to never work a day in my life the day I have a baby. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't hold yourself up to that standard because you don't know how you're gonna feel 20 years down the road. Okay? Oh my God, Jingle Jungle, the anger management class. Okay. All right. I think somebody needs to block Jingle Jungle Lee if they think I have anger issues, because I really don't have anger issues. I'm just telling you guys stories that I hear every day. And it's like, I really like, and I really try to like help patients through this. And I'm sharing it with you guys because that's just like one tiny example. But so many people are hurting. So many people are hurting. And I just want to have a place where we can all get together and just share and just learn and just grow without that judgment. Like Jingle Jungle Lee is judging and projecting the judgment onto me right now, which is fine. Honestly, let them. They don't know. I feel bad that I really don't internalize it. But the projection of judgment onto others is ultimately what kills your soul, because that same judgment that you're projecting onto others, you're eventually going to project onto yourself. And it's amazing how it eats you up from the inside out, and it shows up on your face. It really does show up on your face over time. So yeah. 1,000%. So why did I take a year off of research? I took a year off. So I was in med school and I was interested. Actually, it's really funny. This was 2006. Okay. Avant-garde, you may say. But I was interested in what online communities it's really actually funny. The impact of online communities on disease processes like psoriasis. And I wanted to see if people who were part of online communities fared better in terms of their psoriasis and the severity of their skin disease versus those who had no community to fall back on. And it's actually really funny because it's so foretelling to where we ended up, and actually the discussion we're having today because it's all about feeling heard, feeling seen, feeling part of something, and not feeling like you're in an echo chamber of people just throwing shit at you. And so people, it turns out, who were part of online communities, the mental impact and the load that the online community would offset improved their severity outcomes when they had psoriasis. And that was back in 2006. And so that's what I did my research on. And it was really interesting. It's interesting because I think social media, that's what and that's why I go towards social media, not to be part of an algorithm trying to win views, clicks, or likes. It's how do we really strengthen this, and how do we really make this a place where we can start finding our own confidence and security by helping ourselves through skincare, which is the first place you can help yourself from a visible place, right? Other than working out, diet, sleep, and whatnot. And so that's really where we started. We being me, myself, and I back in 2006. All right. I'm almost home, I think. I have a few more blocks. That's OG social media. It totally is. Can I still use the major fade kit? You can. I would test it to make sure that your skin is tolerating it. Well, I appreciate you, Brandon Morris, and yes, Navweek. If you have eczema, the Combat Cream that I just launched is helpful. It has 1% colloidal oatmeal. Given that I'm a self-funded brand, we couldn't get the OTC drug claim yet because it costs a lot of money. So we're phasing it out, but you could try that. It does help. So funny story, I did buy a vibration plate. Who here has heard about vibration plates? Who here has heard about the crazy vibration plates? I'm curious if you guys have been targeted by vibration plates and whatnot, but not me. No, no, no. I have not. Oh, okay. Most of you have not. Oh, maybe I'll record myself on this. But I have a very not weird condition, but I have a weird condition where when I shake, I get very itchy. Okay, I have what's called physical urticaria. I itch and I can't. And I have to, this is why I do not run. I don't. I'm not a runner. That being said, I went on this vibration plate and my legs got so itchy. And then I used the calm back cream on my legs, and within like 30 seconds, it was like, boom, it calmed down. And normally it takes me at least an hour to calm down if I get itchy from physical urticaria. I got to take Benadryl. I have to take an antihistamine. I have to take my pants off. I have to stop rubbing. It's like a whole to do. So I was really impressed by that. Anyway, it is an old school thing. Maybe I'll do a little video. All right, guys, I gotta go. This was fun. I'm not saving this. I'm gonna figure out the Google Docs. And every day, you guys will put on notifications. I'm gonna go on live, and you guys are gonna get a little live. And every day, you have the chance of winning something. So I gotta go. Good night. I will see you guys later. Thank you.